Good day, YouTube. I'm going to try something today. It may not be good. Many people might want to know. And I'm going to surround myself with some light and protection because this won't be good. I'm going to go with my intuition and calling to my guides about Mr. Epstein. He's back in the news. So, see if I can tap into Mr. Epstein. Okay, I think I got it going on. Let's start with, is Mr. Epstein dead? I do not believe he's dead. There was 2 tries. There was a couple tries, or a previous try to break him out of prison. Because of the knowledge that he has in worldwide trafficking, drugs, money laundering, powerful people, there's no way he would be allowed to pass away. Future testimony will be needed. There was a coordination between the FBI and prosecutors, New York, to secretly get him out of jail. Bill Barr and the administration had no knowledge of what was going on. It was totally secret. There was a first attempt to break him out of jail when there was this blackout a few weeks prior. But there was people getting inmates around that they couldn't get him out. But the second attempt, and the whole facade of him dying and supposedly hanging himself, was successful. There was guards were told to leave, and they knew they were going to take the fall. Cameras were turned off. Inmates around them were moved. And there was a body double already passed, placed in his spot. where did they take him? The plan was, this was also coordinated with British intelligence. They got his body out, or him out. Took him on a private airplane, heavily guarded. To Britain first. And then taken to, in the desert in, I think, Israel. There, he underwent facial reconstruction. And was there for several months. For security reasons, after he was healed, he was moved to, like, back to England in like an underground bunker, like a safe house, but feels like an underground bunker, where he has been ever since. He will never see the light of day until it's necessary. He has cooperated with investigators, and his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell has been with him at times. She's been talked to. She's given up information, but not everything yet. She's still trying to hold some cards for her safety. The whole arrest was planned because since I'm getting like 2010, like after his first arrest, he was given a great sentencing deal in that 2007 thing, only because of corruption and a lot of bribes. There wasn't any justice for those women. So after he got done out of there, he continued his venture again with his islands and all his properties. He even thought about creating his own race of children. I think it was in New Mexico, maybe. But let's see, where was I at? Oh, he was getting like 2010. He was captured again by the authorities, like FBI, and he became an informant. So he was allowed to do his dirty deeds He was allowed to do his dirty deeds and collect information. The authorities have his tapes and black book and everyone. This whole thing is going to be in a massive, massive, massive shakedown. It goes all over the world. Now I'm going back to kind of how it started. Modeling agency. Elite. I'm feeling it in my heart. This sucks. John Casablanca had this modeling agency. And then later with this Luc Brunel dude, started bringing women from all around the world. Europe, former Soviet Union. Kind of like a trafficking scam. And they would abuse these girls. And if they played nice, they got modeling gigs. If they didn't, they were thrown aside. So, I mean, I think he started in the 70s, but in the 80s is where the trafficking started. And then in the late 80s, Brunel met Epstein in Florida. And that's where it got worse. The young girls. All right, I'm not feeling good. This is not a good territory to be in. They went back. Okay. So this continued. And then Epstein got his idea about his elite. He started bribing people with beautiful women, young women, and then that's how he made all his money, was bribing wealthy men and allowing these young girls to get tortured. And then Epstein had a property in New York, and this Brunel was staying there. And I'm getting that's Epstein met our President Trump in the 90s there, when he was losing all his money. He had all those bankruptcies in the early 90s. And he got connected with rich Russians. And that's where Trump signed the deal with the devil. Because this Russian was involved in mob activities. Everything, drugs, trafficking. So he agreed to launder money for him for a bailout and to start over. So Epstein was getting women from Russia also. And they started that gig down in Florida because Trump was able to get Mar-a-Lago. Later tapped into Chinese, hence the day spas. And the friendship blossomed. And that's when the young children came about with Trump and Epstein, the parties, high society, the blackmail. And the modeling agencies, that's how he met his wives. They were models going to these events and whatnot. I think the young women for our president was only a few years long. It didn't continue. Maybe till like 95. But that was enough. But him and Epstein became great, great friends. Coincidentally, I seen that Ivanka Trump was a model for Elite modeling agency for that Casablanca. This whole thing, it's just horrible. I feel it in my heart about how bad this is. But all the poor girls, thousands and thousands of girls around the world, Central America, United States, Saudi Arabia, Asia, Soviet Union areas like Yugoslavia and Austria. It's like, bring me another girl, bring me another girl. So now I'm getting something about his island. What do they call it? Pedo Island? There are dead bodies there. Poor kids. There were rituals done. Feels like a secret society of wealthy perverts. It's old, you know, in the realm of like the Illuminati or something, but not. But it's like they felt they would extend their lives by have eternal life or something by doing rituals on these kids, drinking blood, eating organs. It's, I'm getting like 30 kids are buried. They were just taken. I'm getting most are from Central America. Just wow. Anyway, I think I need to quit, but I need to get out of this energy. Let's see. When will these poor girls who are now women get their justice? I'm feeling like it's still 2 years yet. All these girls that got trafficked and now are women trying to get their lives together again. 2 years before they get justice. A lot of courts investigating thoroughly. What about all these billionaires, whatnot, that, or millionaires, whatever, that were involved and that Epstein blackmailed? I'm just getting they will be just shunned. I mean, I don't see jail time for them. It's more like coming out of their pocket. I need to end this, but this whole Epstein stuff is still going to be like 2 to 3 years going on with people. But the biggest thing is the world authorities are trying to shut this trafficking down to the best of their abilities, and that's why Epstein was allowed to be free. But he gave them, the authorities, a lot of contacts. And it's sad, but there was a greater good there. A lot of people had to suffer for justice to happen. That's why Donald Trump was elected president, basically. There was no way he went on his whole life bribing and getting away with murder basically his whole life. All of his disgusting acts and deals and blackmails and payoffs so he wouldn't get in trouble. But because he was allowed to be president, it'll make a better government in the future. And it'll also bring everything to justice finally. We'll eventually have a better place to live. with less corruption and less criminals. But his entire organization will be done. And it's coming very soon. Very soon. He will not be on that ballot 2020 in November. I did an earlier video and I said something about information and the end of January. It's close to that time frame. It could be February. But seriously, watch the news for end of January and into February. Some major information is coming out. So, alright peeps, this is horrible. I hope whoever watches this says a little prayer. But I wanted to put that out and see what I got. And I'm starting to feel a little better. Releasing that energy, because it is not good. But the world will be a better place for all that's been done. All this horror that Trump has done. Kids at the border and mass shootings and rhetoric and lies and slamming people on Twitter and he'll get his 50-fold. Alright. Love and light. Love your family. Be forgiving. Take care and peace.